Cool, yeah. No, I didn't know that. John Denver dying on a plane. Was it a plane or was it?
Yeah, it was a plane. So basically, the way touring was back then was so different to what it would be today. That's what I was looking into as well. Because like the Big Bopper and obviously Richie Valens and Buddy Holly, well, the day the music died, that was a single engine plane they went in. And they wouldn't be travelling now. Like they're in jets now and they like, you know, the top notch travel thing now.
Wow.
So, I was researching it for a uni assignment and I learnt quite a lot.
Wow.
But yeah, they wouldn't be in single engine planes, and also the buses kept breaking down all the time.
Okay.
It was apparently like really badly planned tour. Like it was in the winter time, which was really cold and everything. But it's just so sad because Richie Valens was only 17 when he died.
Right.
And I remember watching it. Like, there's a biopic on it. It's so good. I'd recommend you to watch it.
Yeah.
But it's La Bamba and it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And basically it shows his life story and everything. And when I was 17, I watched that movie. And then I found out he was 17 when he died. And it was really chilling, actually, to watch and to hear about his story.
Yeah.
Because it was like his career was cut so short. He just made it. And then, you know, that happened.
It's tragic.
Tragic.
I obviously know La Bamba. Who doesn't? It's massive. But I didn't know. That's unbelievable. So he must have released that. How old was Richie Valens when he released that? Do you know?
Gosh, I don't know.
If he died at 17, wow.
He must have been like maybe 17 or 16. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
It's mad, isn't it? It's really
crazy.
mad. And I really like his music. I think he has so much more to give as well.
Yeah.
I loved Buddy Holly. I thought he was brilliant. But I was more linked. I felt more connected to Richie Valens.
Yeah.
For some reason.
But yeah. Jim Croce is probably mine in that regard. I don't know if you know Jim Croce.
No. Do
you know Bad Leroy Brown? And he's bad. Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole wide town. I've heard of him. He was pretty darn big. That was his big number. Sinatra covered that. But he died young as well. And it was as he was released, he also did Time in a Bottle, If I Could Save Time in a Bottle.
Oh, right. That does sound familiar.
It's a hauntingly beautiful song. And he had a real knack for that type of song, and then also these kind of upbeat, bluesy, kind of light-hearted tracks. He was very, very talented. One of my favourite songwriters, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was the same. He died young as well, and it was as he was on his way up. So he had just basically broken out into the mainstream pretty much as a singer-songwriter. And then I can't even remember how he died. I can't remember. It might very well be something like a plane crash. Yes.
Yeah,
as luck would have it.
sad.
I don't know. It could. I'm not sure what it was. But yeah, tragic.
It is
really,
so
really
tragic.
Yeah. We started on the most upbeat of.
I was very depressed actually when I was writing the assignment because it was a lot to unpack. It only had to be a certain amount of words as well. So I was like 10,000 words over, I think, because I got really into it.
Right.
But then I had to cut the word count down, and I was asking my tutor, "Is this okay? Is 2,700 words okay?"
Right.
And in the end, I just submitted it, and I had a good mark as well, actually, for that one.
Right.
And I loved it. I think it's my favourite piece so far, actually. And now I'm thinking of actually starting a blog called The Day the Music Died, because there's so many other disasters in the music industry that have happened that would be really interesting to look into, in a way. But I have to have a break because it's dark.
Yeah.
It's really dark.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Like Patsy Cline, like I really feel connected to her as an artist. I love her song, Walking After Midnight, I think it's called.
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh,
great
that song. It's just...
She did Crazy as well, didn't she?
Yes, that voice. And the thing is, it was almost like she was kind of criticised a lot throughout her career. And then it was only after she passed away, her music now is loved so much as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a...
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange how that works.
It is very strange. She had such a unique voice.
Yeah.
I feel like, and in Crazy, apparently her voice was, she had a sore throat, but it captured the rawness of her voice, and I think it's stunning. Can't beat it.
Yeah, oh, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. She's kind of almost, for me at least, a blend between jazz and country.
Yes.
Do you know, she's got that, because she walks that middle ground. Yeah, absolutely. Eva Cassidy is another one as well for me.
Yes,
I'm a massive
love Eva
fan.
Cassidy.
But she was the same again. She was just about to really, really make it. I think she released Songbird, and it reached number 1 in the UK, but it was posthumous. So this was after she died, which is unbelievably tragic, because what a talent.
Yes, what a voice, like.
Oh,
Fields of Gold was just stunning.
Yeah.
I love that song so much.
Yeah, amazing talent.
There's so many artists.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye was another one. That he was someone I looked into, and John Lennon. And then the Who concert disaster in Cincinnati, and there was another one, Altamont.
Okay.
Which, it's so sad looking at these events. But yeah, I like I said before we started, I was researching all these plane disasters before I went on holidays to go on a plane for the first time. So that probably wasn't the wisest decision, maybe, to do as much research as I did.
No. No, I would have left all that research till afterwards.
Yeah, that would have been so much wiser. It's mad though, isn't it? It's mad how I was doing that and then playing for the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
No,
on the plane.
Understandable.
My brother, his hand at the end of it, actually, because he said, "Do you want to hold my hand?" And I felt really bad because I'm older than him, like.
Right.
But I was gripping onto it like I was squeezing it tight. It was red raw at the end. I said, "I'm so sorry, Flynn. I'm so sorry." But fair play, he helped me a lot on the plane because I was just a state.
Yeah.
The stewardess was like, "Is she okay?" And I was like, this is her first time flying, so.
Was this recent?
Recent, yes. It was about 3 weeks ago, I think.
Okay. Oh, wow. That is recent. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blimey, right. So the assignment's also recent.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was under the impression that this was a while ago. This is this is
recent.
right now.
Yeah, this was very recent, actually.
Yeah.
I had to submit the assignment the day before we went on holidays. So, yeah.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Ah. Right. Fair. There we are. Blimey.
That's the timeline.
So, yeah, fair. Fair enough. So, that's cool. Yeah, it's tragic sometimes with some of these unbelievable talents. But there we are.
Yeah.
So, the introduction I've got for you goes like, you'll have to tell me if I'm wrong on this one.
Right.
BRYONY SIER is a 28-year-old Welsh singer-songwriter from Merthyr Tydfil. She started her music journey as an outlet after learning to play the guitar at age 12. At time of recording, she has released 6 singles, 3 EPs, and Personal Monster is one of those, which contains 6 songs.
Yes. So
Is that about right?
Crossroads, Babylon, Captivity, Personal Monster. 4 EPs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
4
4
EPs.
EPs. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Gosh, that's
I've
mad
got
to
that
think
wrong.
about that.
So 4 EPs. We've got. Are those the 3 EPs there of those 4?
So there's 2
What have we got?
EPs, and then there's
Personal Monster, is it?
the one in the middle is a song I wrote about my book. So that was released
right.
as a single.
Yeah. And what's that called?
From Opposite Sides.
Okay. Yeah. So right. Okay. So we've got From Opposite Sides, which is in the middle,
Yes.
which is linked to. You have 2 books.
Yes.
So the first one is From Opposite Sides. The second one is what we've got there.
Yeah, The Opposite Effect.
The
So that's the
Opposite
sequel
Effect.
to the first book, and I'm working on the third one at the moment.
Right.
But I haven't had time to do anything, basically, and I need to plan it because I've always done a book launch in Park Arts, and there's just something about that venue. It's just amazing. The organisers, Abs and Nate, they've been so amazing, and I've launched the book at their venue. So it's been weird that last year when I didn't have a book release, to be honest, because it's like an annual thing now. I tend to go to Park Arts to release it.
That's cool.
So yeah.
I think you told me earlier, the first one took you 12 years? 12 years to write.
Yeah.
Is it as big as that book there?
Bigger.
It's bigger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really, what I could have done is split the first book into 2 parts.
Okay.
Because it's just so long. I think it's
Yeah.
about 500 pages or something.
Right.
But
Well,
and
that
this one is about not that far off, 400, I think.
400, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, they're proper sizes then. So
Yeah.
you're proper into this writing. You've been doing that for a long time then.
Yeah,
wow.
definitely. I think I was in school. I always felt like I was behind a lot of the time, actually, and I felt like I had to really work harder to understand things because my brain didn't process things sometimes up to speed enough in a sense.
Okay.
So I felt like I really had to push myself in school, and then I got moved English classes, and it's the best thing that could have happened because I went into this class and this teacher helped me to catch up, and I fell in love with English. I fell in love with writing. And I mean, the stories I was writing were absolutely awful. The grammar was appalling. But yeah, from opposite sides, it was kind of like music and writing were my anchors when I was in school. And yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for my mum because she read every single draft of the first book. And there were so many drafts. And I felt so sorry for her. I felt like she was writing the book with me in a way.
That's cool.
But yeah, it finally got put into that. I never thought that I would release a book, so
yeah,
it's off my bucket list.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I didn't know that until a couple of days ago, I think, because you've just also put your websites live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had some trouble with that because I keep having a website, then it gets run down, then it comes back again, then it goes run down again, but it's a lot to maintain it as well.
What do you mean by run down?
Do you know, like the subscription, isn't it? You have to pay for the websites, but it's a lot of money to pay for a website.
Yeah.
And so, it goes under sometimes, and it's always still there, and I can revive it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like do more newsletters now, like get things rolling. I got a few more subscribers. Did you subscribe?
No way, I would never.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
That's all right.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to keep it more consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to show you. Basically, the website that I'm running right now is free. I run my website for free, and it's all mine.
Yeah.
So I'll have to show you maybe some stuff off once we're finished with all the lists. Which might help if because you're absolutely right. I previously used both Wix and Squarespace. They're both
Squarespace is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're both subscription based, but yeah, I'll show you some stuff. I don't know, it might be interesting to you, but yeah, we'll go through that another time, I suppose.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so Devorden.
Yeah.
You just played Devorden.
Yes, I did.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was at a different location this time. Mm-hmm. So we turned up and it started raining. It was lovely. We went to the main entrance, and then we found out we had to go all the way around. Met these lovely festival guys as well, and they were like, "You rock!" And I was like, "Awesome!" But yeah, it was mad. It was madness. And then turned up for the stage. I was on the Tangerine stage. It was amazingly organised. Just arrived, I got up and did my thing. And when I looked up, there was people there.
It's cool.
So people come to listen, and I met some lovely people. Were really encouraging, and then I jumped over to the big top stage and I sang with Joe Kelly and the Royal Pharmacy. By the way, you need to check them out because they're amazing. But yeah, it was great. But because I'm not used to being on stage without a guitar, and it's my safety blanket, and I kind of hug it. I was just standing there. I was just like that. I didn't know what to do with myself. But it was good.
A tambourine or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, next time I need to come prepared.
A couple of egg shakers.
Yeah. Put them in my pocket next time. Just be like...
Bring them out. Yeah, nice. Loud ones.
Yeah.
Really loud egg shakers.
Definitely.
The thing is, I don't know how you'd sneak them in, though. Because every time you take a step, what's in your pocket?
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That's great. So that was Devorden's actually. That's a festival, isn't it? Is this a weekend-long thing? Is that right? Is it like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I'm not too familiar. It is.
Yeah, it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can camp. Now, I'm not a camper. Mm-hmm. I struggle to sleep anyway, but in a tent, I'm just not. I'm not going to get any sleep. So I think. My stepdad was saying, like, 1 year we'll have to stay down there and have a tent. Right. I was like, I just don't know if I can do it, like the creatures and everything. Like, I just don't know if I'm a camper. And I might have an inner camper in me. Who knows? Like, who knows? Unless you try it, you'll never know.
True.
So
they had camping.
Yeah.
Was it in Monmouth?
I think so.
I think it is Monmouth.
I should know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So Devorden's a 3-day-long festival in Monmouth. Camping's available, and I presume people are buying tickets to go there, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, so and the thing is, it's all about the music. Like, there's music on the main stage, the Tangerine stage, the big top stage. Like, there's stuff going on everywhere. There's food carts everywhere. I spoke to these lovely guys outside this like chicken chicken stall. It was so random. And the guy was like, we seen you. We heard a voice. And I followed the voice. And I was like, wicked.
That's cool.
So he was really nice. So there's lovely people, lovely organisers. And I think you're just going to have a good time.
Yeah.
You're really going to have a good time.
That's cool. And so that's once a year, is it?
Yes, once a year.
Cool. Have you played there before?
Yeah, so I played there, I think it was 2 years ago now with a full band, which was really good because I haven't done much with the band yet, but it was really nice, and I was on the main stage then, so it was a bit different. The first time I played there, I was on I think it was the big top, but it was sort of like a big tent. It was really cool, like a circus tent. I loved it. And there was like something going on over there, something going on over the other side, and it'd just literally be swapping constantly.
Right. Yeah,
so that was the first one, I think, before it got bigger.
Okay.
So that was really fun. Because you could just like...
Sorry, yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. Because you could just like pop you right around the corner and there's someone else singing over there.
Right.
And then once they finished, somebody else jumps on the other stage on the opposite side, and you just keep going back and forth.
Yeah. So was that last year, or was that like
that was
a while ago?
That was a while ago. I would say it was about 23 or something, or 21. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, but so it wasn't last year, it was just a couple of years back.
No,
so they've come on from then.
This was like another level.
Really?
It was really good.
That's
and
cool.
Also they had some great reviews. I think the council wrote a lovely review about the festival and saying they can't wait to see it continue.
Right.
So it's doing really well.
Yeah.
It's great for the community as well. I think all around, top-notch quality.
Cool, yeah, it's good. No, I didn't even know it existed. Funnily enough, I actually had a gig, just a pub gig in Monmouth, a place called the Somerset Arms, and I was playing in there, and the first set, I was like, why is there no one in here? It's really empty. And they said, well, the thing is, there's a festival 2 fields that way. It's called De Vorden. I said, oh, right, I've never heard of it.
No way! No way!
So, it's really funny. But, and then it's just weird how that works out. But
that's mad.
Yeah, and then the second half of my set, people kind of actually came back, which was quite nice.
Oh, that's good.
But so you're to blame for stealing all the patrons of the pub. They're all over there watching Bryony.
Dang it!
But you can't blame them. Can't blame them. That's cool. That's cool.
When I was younger, when I was a kid, I was always very talkative. But then when I was a teenager, I just got very introverted. And now I feel like I'm going back to my old self, which is great. But at the same time, I can talk for Wales, like literally.
Well, that's all right.
I guess.
What were we just on about then? Okay, yeah. So you're talking about you've been asked to actually have a guest spot on somebody's show.
Bronwyn Lewis.
Yeah, for BBC Radio Wales.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Random. But I'm very thankful because they rang me on the day my test was supposed to be. So it was great.
That's cool.
I needed to hear some good news.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Cool. Okay, so she's got her own show on BBC Radio Wales.
Yes.
When's that for then? Do you know? So
that's airing next Wednesday. It'll be live from the venue in Merthyr, and there'll be a live audience, and there'll be a 2-part interview. And they've also asked me to send in a song, so I thought, well, I'll send in one from the album. But we've had to kind of quickly prepare things because none of the songs have been mastered yet.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit like, what's going on type of thing. But I feel like now the song's being mastered today, which is, I don't know what the date is actually.
I'm not sure. It is the 5th of June.
The 5th of June already. That's bonkers. So yeah, the 5th of June is getting mastered, cool. And we are making plans to release it. So this will be a sneak preview of the song before it comes out.
Yeah.
In a way.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah, so you've been in a bit of a mad rush to get it mastered and everything. Yeah. So your producer also does the mastering?
No, so he sends it off to someone else and then they master it.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
And then we're going to get the whole album mastered then as well pretty soon. So it's very exciting. I feel like things are finally happening. Also, my stomach just rumbled and I don't know if it's going to be picked up or not, but... Oh no, I hope it doesn't pick up.
It probably, yeah. I'll make sure to go to that specific section of the audio and make it as loud as possible.
No.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's great. Yeah. So this is regarding a track that's on your album, and this is an album that you've been working on for years.
Yeah. Not as long as my book, thankfully.
Oh, really? The first one, yeah.
Yes,
course.
not as long as 12 years.
Yeah.
But I do still feel like I've been trying to write it for forever, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the stories I've always wanted to tell but never could. And it all starts with this first song called Who Am I, which is a question I hung over my head for so long, like, who am I, like, really? And I guess I'm still trying to find that out now. But, yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
3 years.
3 years, and it's a 10-track album.
Yes.
Yeah. You have a single outside of that?
Yeah, so I'm Who Am I is going to be the first single, and then we've got 3 more singles, but we haven't chosen them yet because I feel like it's quite a lengthy process of trying to figure out what other people think and which ones stand out to them.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good idea because there's a song I wrote called Telephone, and it's about my mum. She had a picture taken in a telephone box like years ago when she was younger, and we were having a good sort out in the house, and I seen a picture of her in that telephone box, and it just inspired me, and I thought I gotta write a song about this, and then Telephone was born, basically, and I wrote a song between 2 people breaking up over a telephone box. So I think that's the catchiest one probably on the album.
Yeah.
And it has kind of like a rock country, like stereophonics type of vibe thing. I don't even know.
Cool.
But you just never know. You never know until people hear it, and then they have opinions about it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, each song is different.
Yeah, and I suppose also with those singles, the process is kind of picking out which ones are the most, because singles they're distinct from like album tracks, aren't they?
Yeah.
They tend to be the ones that are, if something's picked as a single, it's largely stronger, right, or at least more popular anyway. So yeah, I see what you're saying there. That does seem like a difficult process to find out which ones, because I guess you kind of have to take your work and you have to look at it about as objectively as you can, almost dispassionately.
Yeah.
You have to kind of go, well, what do other people see out of these 10 tracks? Because I mean, I know myself when I'm writing, I tend to think what I'm doing is amazing, and then I show it to somebody else and they go, that's absolutely rubbish.
Oh, no.
No, you know what I mean. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a difference in terms of, it's almost like your emotions are kind of locked into your own work, right? And you have to be able to distance your emotions from that in a way, and see what other people think. So, but that's amazing. So, what I was picking at though was you mentioned last time we spoke a track, Johnny Cash.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that on your album?
No, so that one didn't make it on there because I wrote it a bit later on. But there was, this is the thing, the album was never meant to be an album. It was supposed to be one song, and it started with Who Am I, and then it just kind of evolved, and then all of a sudden I had more songs, and then I just kept sending him a producer, and he was like, let's just put them on there, and then in the end he was like, let's just do an album. Right. And then it was 8 songs, and then I wrote this new song called Platform 8, and he said, this is going to go on the album. So basically we just chucked an extra 2 songs on the album.
Nice.
So,
that's cool.
And it's my proudest work yet. I feel like all the other EPs, I'm proud of them to a certain extent, but I feel like I rushed them in terms of like, oh, quick, I record a song, get it released as soon as possible. And then I didn't give the songs any like marketing or like promo or anything. I just kind of put them out there. And I feel like now as a musician, you have to be a publisher, you have to be a marketer, you have to be a social media guru.
Oh yeah.
Like you have to write the songs.
Yeah, you have to have all the hats.
Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a strange place, I think, to be, the music industry in 2025. I think once upon a time, record labels were really quite important. Yeah. And as I make it right now, they're not. As far as I can tell, at least. What a record label would do, tell me if I'm wrong, would basically fund your project and they would market you. Yeah. And they would already have an audience. And really, it's a money thing. Of course, then they would take a percentage of and you'd be contractually obliged, maybe depending on the contract, for maybe several albums, maybe a term, and then they would take a percentage out of that, and they would either keep you on if you're doing well, or maybe not if your album doesn't sell or whatever. But nowadays, it does seem to be quite a different place.
Yeah.
2025, as far as I can tell anyway, it seems to be really quite different. Exactly like you were saying, you have to be able to do all these different things. Self-marketing, writing, you have to...
So hard. It's really hard. And I think, obviously, it's different to what it used to be when you could just go into a record store. Like Johnny Cash just went into a record store, producer was there, recorded him, all of a sudden then he's playing bigger shows and he's basically made it in a sense. And everything was on CD sales, and now it's streaming is kind of... it's a good thing in a way, because you can just stream any song you want. You have more access to things, but at the same time, people are not getting royalties. My stomach just rumbled again.
No, you're right.
Oh, I hope that doesn't pick up. There's an extra person in this video.
Are you hungry? Is that what it is?
I had chips from the fish shop before coming here, so I don't understand where this is coming from now. Like, why my stomach is deciding to interrupt. Do you know what I mean?
That's funny. That's very funny. Yeah, no, you're right. And they would kind of, like, for example, you would get signed, and then you would just have made it, so to speak. But I think in a way it's better the way it currently is now.
Yeah.
It's just very, very different, and I think people are still adapting to those changes. I think, you're right with the streaming as well. Exactly right with the royalties. Things like, I don't think Spotify pays a great deal.
No, it doesn't.
I think you have to have a lot of streams before you actually make good money from that type of thing. And from an audience perspective, as a listener, previously, if you had to buy a CD, you would buy a full CD.
Yeah.
And if there was a great track on it, you had the whole CD. Now, if there's your favorite song, you can just go to Spotify, add that one song to your playlist.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a move away from... Do you know, it's a different thing now.
It's a different world.
People can pick individual things now, as opposed to, it's a different world.
Instead of just downloading the full album type of thing, where you get to listen to each song really, and it's sort of like just pick that out. I obviously, if you like that song a lot and you like the artist, then you search them up and get more songs. Yeah. But you're right, it's very different with the CD. You put it in, you'd have no choice but to listen to the first track, and then you'd be like, oh, I'll skip it, But it's one of them things, isn't it? It's changed a lot now. There's I think money now is probably in the gigs. That's how we make the money, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still hard though, because like weddings are apparently really good to do, but I wouldn't even know how to get into all of that.
Yeah, weddings, well, I think you're supposed to go to like wedding fairs and things. I think you need to sell yourself into that type of thing. Right. But it's also, I think it seems like a bit of a connection. Yeah, so you mean just on like an average working musician level where the money is? Oh, 100%.
And the merch is great, because I think that's where the artists are making their money now, merch and gigs.
Yeah.
I think it's not so much streaming. And I mean, look at Taylor Swift. She only recently bought her albums, didn't she, back from...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, that says it all, really.
Yeah, right.
Like, how different it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. So she, from the labels, I presume, or the publishers, or something along those lines that own the work. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool, okay. So how about some songwriting stuff? Should we dig into your process?
Yes.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Cool. It's always the most fun bit. So, were you 12 when you started the guitar? 12 years old?
Yeah. So I was 12 and I was obviously in high school, and I hated every second of it. And basically, I was kind of getting bullied. And then I got away from the bully, but then other people jumped on the bandwagon. It was sort of like a constant thing, and it didn't really stop till I left. So it was kind of a massive relief to be able to leave. But then I think it was kind of, I had a lot of problems coming from school that I didn't know I had. I was carrying so much, and I think it kind of like whoa, I'm out in the real world now, like what's actually going on and why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
But it was because of a damage. So the guitar was the highlight
Right.
of my entire week because I never wanted to learn. I tried different instruments and I always give it up every time. I just think I don't like it. It's too hard, you know.
Yeah.
I can't do it. And then the guitar was the first instrument that I just thought, wow, I love this so much. And my auntie would make the lessons really fun as well. And we just practice. And then I'd spend hours like, my fingers are really sore, like, because I'd just be constantly trying to practice them chords. I think E minor was my worst enemy, actually.
Really?
And F.
Really?
F.
Oh, okay. F,
Oh,
yeah.
my days. That
F's
chord,
bit
it
of
took
a
me
tricky one.
ages.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful in a way, because if I was happier, maybe I wouldn't have been bothered about learning an instrument.
Right.
So there's things happen for a bigger purpose. So I was just like, yeah, I found music through it.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful for that. And also I wrote a book.
Awesome.
Which has nothing to do with school, really.
No.
But now I'm writing about school. Like there's a song on the album called Why Do I Matter, and it's about bullying. So each song is literally about the trauma and the different things that's happened, like mental health and things I've gone through, really. And only now I've been able to talk about it because it's just been, yeah, I haven't been able to say anything before.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So fair enough. So you started at 12.
Yes.
And you're 28 now?
Yes.
28 now. Did you ever have any breaks from guitar? Was it pretty constant?
Pretty constant. I think I was just constantly practicing all the time. And then I remember, so my auntie taught me the basics, the chords and everything. And I did do grade 1 guitar, but I found that quite difficult. So I didn't do the second grade. I passed the first one, so I was like, yeah, come on. But tests and stuff kind of like freaked me out a little bit. So yeah, and then I forgot what I was going to say now. Damn it.
Brain fart.
Yeah.
Bugger.
Yeah. I've never
Bugger.
heard anyone say that. Brain fart.
Bugger.
What did you say again?
So did you have any breaks?
Oh. I had a point to make, didn't I? Oh, damn it. I had a point to make and it just totally went.
Mentioned your grades.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I looked on YouTube for Ben Howard, Is Only Love, and he was playing it, and I was blown away, and I thought, oh my days, look at his finger picking, that's incredible. So then I started to finger pick and stuff like that. So I'll be honest, I don't think I did have a break ever from guitar. Only recently I've had a little break because of everything that's going on. It's been very busy, but any chance I get to pick up a guitar, I'm just constantly playing it, really.
Yeah. Cool.
It's just, I just love it. I'm obsessed. I probably annoy everyone in my house because I'm constantly like playing the guitar, but at very like awkward moments, like my stepdad's watching a show and I'll just grab the guitar and then he just gives me that look. And sometimes I don't clock on either.
It's got to be done though, surely. When the time calls, you have to pick the guitar up, surely.
Exactly.
You can't go hanging about.
You get it.
I get it.
You get it.
I get it.
Because you're a guitarist as well.
I get it. I do. Yeah, my neighbours get it as well.
Oh gosh, yeah, mine too.
Oh, they love me.
Oh. I feel so self-conscious sometimes. I'm just like, oh no, who can hear this? And like that's why I try to turn it down sometimes. And I'm like, I can't practice properly either then. So it's difficult.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely a difficulty. Yeah, I just got rid of. I don't know why I bought it, but I had a big amp, about this big, and how are you ever going to use that when you have neighbours? It's really not a practice amp, is it? I was getting rid of it. I thought, why on earth did I ever have this? It's really a gigging amp, but yeah, it's a difficulty really practicing when you've got. I don't know. You need something. I mean, a bit like this, really.
Yeah, this is a great space, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's
really
amazing.
lovely.
Yeah, cabin studios in Merthyr. Yeah. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
But you need something a bit more like this, don't you? Really, to properly practice.
Yeah.
Whether it's a studio or I don't know.
I've been here a few times with my band to have a few practices, and it's always been really great. And then we went to this other studio. I think it's shut down now. It's in Cardiff because that was a bit more central for everyone else to make it there.
Right.
it's going to bug me now that I can't remember the name. It'll come back to me at some point.
Yeah, there's a few good places.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so with the breaks, you didn't really take too many breaks at all, just carried on.
Yeah.
Which is nice, good stuff.
Yeah.
And you never really locked onto other instruments, but you did definitely lock onto the vocals. So whenabouts did you start singing? Was that from young as well, or was that... Because that's a combination then of skills, isn't it? You're not just a guitarist, you're also singing, and it's quite... I've just knocked the mic.
Oh, no.
If that sounded absolutely awful, I do apologise. But yeah, so whenabouts did you start singing?
So I was singing, well, since I was talking to my nan about it earlier, actually. She popped to the house and she was saying, see, Bryony, as a kid, you know, you're always singing all the time. Yeah. I seen a video recently of me singing My Heart Will Go On, and I was like about 3 or 4, I think.
Oh, wow.
But I was quite shy. But my nan said when you were younger, you had so much character, like you were really confident. And I was like, what happened? Like, what happened?
Yeah, wow.
But,
that was louder than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, no, that's what happened? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, my mum the one day, she was like, if you can sing Do a Dia from Sound of Music in key, then you can sing anything. And I was like, right, okay. So I couldn't do it for a long time. One day, it clicked. I was the happiest. I was so happy about it because I was like, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of, from there, kind of happened. But then I always had stage fright. And I think when I learned guitar, it was that kind of safety blanket for me because I was more into acting because you could put on a different persona.
Right.
And I think I mentioned to you before that I played Cinderella once upon a time and it was great. But then I realised like I let the acting go and it was more the guitar. When the guitar came in, that was sort of when the journey started properly, I would say. But I've been singing forever, I feel like. So
okay, so you've been singing for longer than you've been playing guitar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Okay. Right, I'm going to quickly switch the camera and then we'll just carry on. Yeah, that's amazing though.
Wicked.
Rubbish camera, I was so annoyed when I found out that it does that.
Oh, why does it do it then?
It's an old camera.
Oh.
It's 2013 is the camera. It's really good at what it does, to be fair, but every 20 minutes having to turn on, I think it's a pretty big flaw, really, for a camera. Trying to video record things, and every 20 minutes it turns off. You think,
Blink it.
There we go. Round 3.
Round 3.
Okay. So you've been singing for longer than you've been playing guitar. I didn't realise that. No, because you mentioned that you started guitar at 12. I kind of figured that maybe you picked it up afterwards, but you've been singing for longer than that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and it makes sense because your voice, it sounds very mature. It sounds like you really know singing.
Oh, that's good.
No, it does, absolutely. Absolutely. When I hear the runs that you're singing, not only are they quick, but they're accurate, and the falsetto, flipping amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. No, it's true. You can really tell. I think when somebody who has been singing for maybe only a year or 2, they can be really good because they can really put a lot into it, or even 5 years. But I think when somebody's been singing as long as you have, I mean, that's pretty much all your life. It does show. It does show, at least to me. That it certainly. Oh,
there's a dog.
Dogs outside. Yeah, it does. It shows, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think I think with the singing thing, I used to like Hannah Montana, and basically I used to like put on my own little shows. I used to have my phone like that, like a little Nokia. I used to prop it up and press play and pause, and I used to pretend to be Hannah Montana, like I was interviewing like Demi Lovato or something. It's just, it's mad when I think about it. And I wish I still had the videos to cringe, like watching them. It'd be funny, because I want to know what I actually did now. At my room after it, blinking heck, tip, because obviously I was just pulling the clothes out like something like that. So, I feel like my voice has changed a lot throughout the different EPs that I've had, because I feel like it started off like really country twang all of a sudden, and then the country twang just continued, but then things started, my voice has matured now, I'd say, more than on these EPs.
Yeah.
And it's good because now I know my voice, I know my sound, I know what type of artist I want to be, but also I don't agree with putting labels on people either, because then that confines you, and then you can't really explore the other genres.
Fair enough, yeah. But I mean, yeah, no, you touched on something there, saying that you now know the type of artist, the type of musician that you want to be. That's massive. I think finding your own unique style is something that takes a long time, because you can do all these. Some people, I suppose, maybe it's a little bit easier, but I think you've got to work at that type of thing, don't you? It's to really figure out exactly who you are stylistically. That's amazing.
Yes.
Where would you place yourself now then, like your voice?
Oh, now I don't like my voice at all.
Wow.
I don't like listening to it. If somebody records me singing in a gig, I will not listen to it back.
Right.
I'll find a million things to nitpick at. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to my voice. So when I'm recording in my house, like it could just be a cover, I'm there for hours now, because I'm like, this isn't the right take. So that must annoy people, because I'm repeating the same song over and over and over until I get it right. So yeah, that's a bit annoying.
Wow.
But I'd say it's a country voice, but not as strong as like these EPs were, because I was like, well, not like that. But I wrote a song once called Wait for Me Under That Oak Tree.
Okay.
What a weird song.
Yeah, right, okay.
I don't understand, like, me and my family have a joke about it, because I say to him, why was you letting me sing that song in bars? It was a terrible song. Like, it was so bad. I can't even stress.
That's so funny.
And like,
are we going to get a rendition of that?
Oh, definitely not. That's going in the archives, and it's staying there. It's buried right in the archives.
Fair enough, yeah.
But my gosh.
That's funny.
So there's, I'd say it's a country voice, but packaged in pop.
Okay, right.
A little bit.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Other influences as well.
Yeah, I see that, absolutely. Yeah, I mentioned before, poke. My brain does that. It takes two words and it sticks them straight together, and then I end up saying a word that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's fair.
Perfect opportunity right there for my brain to... Anyway, pop, folk, country, and I think maybe indie. That's kind of where I would place your voice personally.
Right.
Or poke, the genre that doesn't exist that I've just...
Poke.
That one as well. Poke.
It's poke.
Blimey.
There's a nice ring to it though. It's fine. I do the same thing. I've probably said a million things. But that's where I would place it. Absolutely, yeah. So I think you're really right about that. Yeah, but cool. Yeah, great. So your voice, you've been singing for a long time. Guitar, you've been playing for ages. Songwriting. Now, the first song I ever wrote, I remember it. It was called "Washed Up on the Shore."
Okay.
Didn't make any sense. And yeah, I think from then on, I was writing songs about rock stars. I wrote another song called "Rock Stars Are the Best." Rock stars are the best. Come on, everyone, let's go up on the test.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But anyway, at the time, I thought it was really cool. I felt like I was a rock star. And I had like I remember my friends coming over my house, and I had this big garage thing, which we hardly went in, I'll be honest. And then we were like pretending to be like a rock band. It was great. But obviously, the songwriting I did leave for a while after that then. And then it was only when I started learning guitar that I started writing songs. But I remember the first song I learned was Mad World.
Nice, Go Jules.
Yes, that's it. War song.
Awesome.
And then Zombie, the Cranberries.
Yeah.
That was another song. So they were the early ones I learned, and then I realised then, you can put chords together to make a song, which would be really cool. And then I wrote a song called Dream, and again, it made no sense. And then I wrote a song called Madness, which also didn't make sense, but it was called Madness, so who cares?
Yeah.
And that started the whole thing.
How old were you when you started writing then?
I'd say 13, 14.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah. And have you been consistently writing? Because I think you mentioned to me before you're quite inspiration oriented, and you tend to take an idea and then expand that idea as much as it takes to complete the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, because so you've been pretty consistent with that, or?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I have to definitely be inspired. So I can't just sit there and write a song on the spot. Nothing will happen, and I'll be there for hours just trying to fuss over it. But I do tend to write in twos for some reason.
Okay.
So when I write a song, I tend to write another one straight after it, and I don't know, it's like something I do it. But and if I didn't write two, I think I'd be quite concerned. If I just wrote one, I'd be like, whoa, what's happening there?
You always write in twos?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird.
I've not heard that before.
Yeah, I don't get why.
I've done it, but I've never heard that as something that you often write in twos.
Yeah.
I've done it where you kind of got a flow then, haven't you? After you finish one song and you kind of maybe got ideas ready. I've had it at least.
Yeah.
I'll finish the song and I feel like, I don't know whether it's the emotional state that I'm in or where my mind is at. Once I finish that one song, I feel like I've got more to say sometimes, and I'll write a second one. Oftentimes the second one will be good and the first one will be bad. Funnily enough, with me, I tend to be a little bit more of a plodder when it comes to my songs. So I'll just sit down and write. And you know, if however long it takes, then I eventually kind of get something. I go, okay, now that's good. Now I can run with that and kind of take that.
Yeah. I tend to have like songs play in my head, but this is when it's annoying because the songs will play in my head about 12 o'clock midnight. I can't take my guitar out then to play because obviously neighbours, my family are sleeping, so I can't. I usually voice memos are great, aren't they? Because you have an idea, like, oh, I write it down, but not write it down, sing it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can store it away and then go back to it. So I've got loads of like, I call everything new song, so they're all lost really, because I don't know what's what anymore. But I wrote a song the other day and I was meant to be practicing covers for a gig. But instead, I just went, and whoa, I need to write a song. So I picked up my guitar and once I'm in that mode then it just all kind of happens. But I have to be in that mode.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm thinking I really want to start doing collaborations because I think it'd be brilliant. And I see other artists do it and I've never done it before. And I think to write a song with someone else, see how they work and then see if that helps a little bit. Because I just can't write a song on demand sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just annoying.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, that's really interesting. Yeah, I see some of the pro songwriters. I follow like a page on YouTube called Songtown, and the guys on there, I think they're pro songwriters, but they're not like singer-songwriters. They're not the artists themselves. They write for other people.
Yeah.
And they tend to. They've got some amazing stuff on there, but they tend to write on demand, exactly like that. So they'll be in the studio. There's this much time. We need to write right now, and we need to get it good. It's that sensitive in terms of the time, which is quite amazing.
That is very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So they really have the pro guys, and those guys are probably writing all the time anyway, so they're already kind of hot. You know,
Yeah.
They're already. But yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely, it's a different mentality, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good thing because it puts you under pressure, and then that can kind of push ideas to the front of your mind.
Yeah.
If you give yourself a deadline, I think it's way more intense, and that can be really good. But I always say to myself, when I write a song, I'm like, I'm not going to write another song again. That's always been my mentality. But I feel like, you know, all the experiences I've had in life, it's all been brilliant because I can write about it. It's something to write about. The jobs that I've had that haven't worked out and everything, I've been able to write about those experiences, and it's like it's a healer. There's healing in that because you're sharing a bit of your soul, I guess, and putting it on paper, and then other people listening to it, they might be able to relate to it. You're helping them, and I think there's nothing better than that. I think that's the biggest reward. And when people listen to your own music in a gig, and they clap for it, and they say, "I really like that song," you're like, you have no idea what that means. Like, seriously, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely. And it makes sense. I mean, you've got some amazing work out. You really have.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Mentioned before about 100 times, Personal Monster is my favourite. But I also really like ID and Babylon as well. I think ID is my favourite along with Personal Monster. I think those two are really, really great. I think all your songs are, but I think those two for me, they stand out. Yeah, so Personal Monster, that's been out for 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years.
Gosh, yeah.
ID?
Yes,
about the same, give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
And these are all kind of not just singles, but also the EPs that you say you kind of rushed out.
Yeah.
How did that? How do you mean rushed out?
I feel like I was kind of in this thing of like, quick, I need to record music and I need to get it out there as soon as possible, not planning it really, which can work. But I've realised now that to do a song justice, you have to promote it and you have to market it in a certain way, and that's why this new album now has taught me patience, because it's been 3 years. And like that again, like what I was like with these, quick, I need to release it now. I've had to calm myself down, ground myself, and be like, you gotta wait.
Yeah.
You gotta wait. That's what I've done. So it's taught me a lot. And it's taught me that to build a song from the ground up is the best way to do it, because, and I feel like I've been part of that process as well. Like my producer's been amazing. Like in the studios and stuff, I've heard it grow, and it's been insane.
Yeah.
Like it's been so cool, and to work with other musicians as well. Like there's a lot of musicians that's been on this album, so they've all helped me, and you know, I think that's where this one is different, because I was always like trying to rush things, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you say building a song from the ground up, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So when you kind of strip a song back and you're like, how can we make this sound like the best it can sound? And then there was like little tweaks we made on the album, like Who Am I, the first verse, if it was up to me I would just kept it the same. My producer was like, no, let's change it a bit. And it was the best decision we could have made, because the song is better because of that now. It's the same as, I wrote a song called Brand New, and basically it follows on from Who Am I. But Brand New, it was a tricky one, because I was sitting on the idea for a year before I wrote the chorus. The song was done, but my producer was like, the chorus isn't there.
Yeah.
So I had to rewrite the chorus. So this is what I mean. This was challenging me in a different way.
I see, right.
That made the song better.
Yeah.
Without me knowing it at the time, because you feel very protective of your songs.
Yeah.
But sometimes other people's inputs are really good, because they can make you think that could sound better. So,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've really taken the time, just from really a raw songwriting standpoint, to go through every single part of every single song and make sure they're all put together as best you can.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be the best way to do things. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's craftsmanship, isn't it? That's putting everything together, you know, as good as you possibly can. So, yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Really exciting stuff. This has been 3 years in the making? Is it
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years in the making. Do you have a release date?
So, the full album won't be out this year now, it'll be out next year. But we have the Who Am I single coming up very soon. And then we have a few more singles to be released as well. But I don't have release dates yet, because they still get mastered. But like the Who Am I situation now, for me, that was not meant to be a single, that was meant to be an album song, but because of the radio situation, we were saying this is a good one to put out first.
Okay.
Because it makes sense. It started it all.
Right.
It makes sense to put it out.
Fair enough, yeah.
I think a lot of people will be able to relate to the theme of there, like overcoming trauma, embracing who you are. I think there's a lot of themes that are very relevant.
Cool.
Today, really.
Cool. Yeah, great. Well, I look forward to hearing that. You say how are people going to be able to hear that then? Is that you said you're featuring on a spot for BBC Radio Wales?
Yep.
Is that song actually being released as a single then, early, prior to the album? Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Awesome.
Or actually, I don't know.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Yeah. So that is actually going to be. This is going to be a sneak preview. So I was speaking to my producer the other day, and he was saying like, we're not releasing it yet, we need to figure out distribution and stuff like that. So we're waiting on all of that, and in the meantime I'm coming up with ideas to promote the song, like that I've got already, so I can sort of, you know, build the anticipation, which I haven't really done before. But I really feel like TikTok is the way to do it, because there's trends on TikTok. If you tune into them trends, you're off to a good start.
Okay.
I think.
Cool.
So I'm going to keep tuning in.
Cool. So you'll be posting on TikTok to kind of promote this. I presume you'll be posting on all social media, but TikTok in particular, because you want to push on that. Great, yeah. So you say it's going to be a sneak preview. Is that going to be? It's a sneak preview, but it's not going to be released as the full track yet. Then is it? It's not going to be on like Spotify and.
No.
No.
No. So just a sneak peek, and then I'm thinking it could be released in July, August time, really.
Right.
Which is soon.
Cool. That's soon.
Soon, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, so it is coming out before the full album then.
Yes.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. So that's coming up for full album. There'll be 3 more songs coming out before the full album, and then the full album's just gonna be released.
Nice. I didn't know that. Okay, great. So you got 3 singles on the way prior to the actual album, which is coming out next year.
Yeah. Well, technically 4.
4.
Yeah, 4 singles at the moment.
Okay, right. Okay. Are they all 4 from the album?
Yes. Oh.
That's our second, third round, fourth round, whatever it is. Okay, so they're all from the album.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it right. I'll flip the thing off. Writing a song. Where do you start?
So basically, I'll usually have the melody first.
Yeah.
And then I'll fit the lyrics to the melody. And then sometimes I feel like songs can write themselves. And sometimes I have all these words in my head and it just pours onto the page. And sometimes I don't even remember writing it. Like some of the stuff on the album I don't remember writing. It's really odd.
Right.
But yeah, I did the melody first, lyrics second. I think only once I ever wrote lyrics first before the melody, but I gotta hear it first, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Because I have to like hear what it sounds like, and then once I hear it in my head, it all clicks.
Yeah.
And it's great.
That's cool. So you largely start with melody first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, with the odd exception where you'll hear the lyrics first. What do you mean by you don't like remember doing it? It's just kind of, you're in the moment, you just kind of write it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a blur sometimes. I don't, like, who am I? I can't remember writing it.
So how do you actually write it down then? Do you have your recorder next to you?
Yeah.
Because, yeah?
Yeah. I have to record everything, and then I'll remember it, and if I think the idea is good enough, I'll just keep building on it.
Right.
Because I think some songs can take a while to write as well. It might not all come into a song. It might not be a song on the same day you write it. Like the second day, you might have different ideas and put them in and make it better.
Yeah.
Like when I wrote a song about coffee the other day, and I ended up calling it Bitter Taste, but that was only because I did a poll on Instagram and people voted for Bitter Taste as the title. So yeah, I think I have a point to make. Oh. Why doesn't it just...
Okay, so when you're writing a song, you'll pop down, like you've got the recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you write anything down in terms of the lyrics? You write them down as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually on my notepad on my phone.
Okay.
Which, that's where I can get lost. Because I write so many notes on my phone, they all get lost.
Right.
And then I have like pen. I don't really use pen and paper much anymore, but even if I use that gets lost.
Right.
And then
right.
my laptop, so I get confused sometimes. Where have I actually written this song?
Yeah.
Is it my laptop? Is it my phone? Is it my pen and paper?
Right, yeah. Because I suppose
that's where voice memos are great.
Yeah. So you always rely on your voice memos.
Yes.
You even have your tunings on your voice memos, don't you?
Yes.
Which is unbelievable. You play in several different tunings.
Yep.
3 different tunings?
Yeah, that's correct.
And they're stored as voice memos on your phone, which if you lose, you no longer have.
Yeah.
Which is very scary.
Much. Very scary.
Yeah.
I turned up at a gig once and I couldn't play my guitar.
Yeah.
Because my guitars were so out of tune. I couldn't find the tuning that the song was in.
That's a bugger. Yeah.
That was a nightmare, that was.
Yeah. I suppose, to be fair though, if you did lose them, surely you could like listen back. I'm sure you'd be able to find them again though, wouldn't you? You'd be able to listen back and you'd be able to maybe listen to your own records. your own
That's
playing.
the thing. Do you know ID? That's written on a different tuning again. So that would mean taking 4 guitars to gigs, which that's a nightmare really if you think about it. But the ID, I've forgotten what tuning is in.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be able to find out what it is again. I'll have to find a different way of playing it. If you know what I mean.
Do you have videos of you playing it?
Yes.
That's helpful.
I could try. Oh, tune-ins are great, but when you forget what they are, it's a nightmare.
That is a nightmare, my gosh. That is a nightmare, yeah, you're right.
Wouldn't recommend it. In standard, it's just so much easier. It's not, actually. The simple chords are fine.
Yeah, well, the utility, I think, with the way that you do things, because you're playing open tunings, as far as I can tell. So you strum a chord, or you strum the guitar, and it plays a chord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, there's massive utility to that. I know a lot of folk musicians do that, like Irish folk and probably just folk in general. It's very popular. It's always threw me right off. I think I tried it once. Somebody said, "Oh, give it a go. It's really, really good." And I thought, "Okay, yeah, sure." And I tried it, and I thought, "Where are my chords?"
No.
I have to learn all these new chords. I thought, "No, I'm going back to standard. I'm going to be lazy."
Yeah. Only recently I've gone back to standard because I've written a few songs now in standard again, and it's been really nice actually to just play something simple. Because I find that when I'm in a gig, I'm focusing on the guitar, the vocal, but it's some of the stuff is quite tricky. And then if I miss something, it's going to sound terrible on the guitar. So it's been nice to play A minors, like again, and E minors, even though I did struggle with E minors, like I said, when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, E minor was my worst enemy, and F.
F.
But bar chords are still quite tricky.
Yeah.
They are quite tricky, you know.
Yeah. Well,
but I love them. They sound great.
Yeah. Guitar's a bit of a complicated one. When I started learning a bit of piano, I realised that the guitar is so strangely built that it's really quite awkward to understand it. For me, the best way I could understand the way that the chords were all laid out was through the piano.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, like all the bar chords and everything like that, they're all very... They are very good. They're very, very useful. But you don't play much in standard then?
No.
No.
Not really, actually.
No.
But this one right now, my Takamine, that is in standard. So this is my standard guitar. This was in one of my weird tunings.
Yeah.
But now I've changed it back to standard because it had a bit of a meltdown. I think I mentioned to you that it got beheaded after a gig, which I didn't even know until I opened the bag and seen that it was just this. The cut, it'd been literally like that.
Wow.
Like someone went like that, and that had fallen off. But it was like a clean swipe.
Blimey.
Like it'd been executed. Like I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And as you can imagine, I was just in bits because this is my favourite guitar. It's the first one I ever bought. And it's got the battery that is missing on it and stuff like that. But it's my Trooper. It's the only guitar I've ever named.
Yeah.
And it's seen me through so many gigs. Like honestly, it's battered and bruised, but it's just great. It still does the job. That's why Takamines are so good.
Yeah, it looks brand new now, the headstock though.
Yeah, I think it plays better as well.
Really?
The guy who fixed it is called Greg, and he's A strings. Cause my mum had to bring A strings, so I was really not in a good place at that point because I was just panicking. And they got me in touch with this guy called Greg, and he actually fixed it for me, and it looks brand new. Like it's got a little scar, but that's what makes it kind of gives it more character, I think.
Yeah, it's part of it. Can we get a demo?
A demo?
A little bit of a demo, yeah.
A demo?
If you don't mind. Can we? I'll tell you what. Let me just lower the.
This is in standard though.
Nice.
I think it might be a little bit out of tune. But it's fine, isn't it? The most complex thing I think you can play in standard is this. That's it. Fast car.
Oh, it's fast car. That's what it is. I knew that.
Yeah.
Nice. It's cool. Why is it called Tony Hinney? That's what it says on there. Is that
Tony
the name?
Mini.
Tony what? Sorry.
Mini.
Yes. Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, that's my grandpa's name.
Oh, okay,
so
right.
he passed away, and he was a massive part of my music. So I wanted to put him somewhere on the guitars, and his face is literally on the other one.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, wow.
And that was my Fender was the guitar he gave me as well, so it's very special to me.
Yeah.
And I just thought I wanted him somewhere on there. I know he's no longer with us, but his legacy will always live on.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And he was just a musician. He was just a music man. He wasn't a musician himself, but he loved music so much. And it saddens me because I used to call me, my stepdad and my grandpa the three amigos because we go to every gig together. And then it's just strange that he's not there to see it.
Yeah.
Because I know he would have loved it. He would have loved the music. I hope he would have liked this new music.
Yeah.
Because he liked a song I wrote before called Friday Night, and it was really upbeat. And there's a song on the album that's really upbeat, like Telephone and stuff. It's so sad he'll never get to see that, you know. You never get to see them songs.
Yeah.
And I always valued his input. But yeah, so he's...
Well, that's great that you've put his name on that guitar and that you've got his face on your other one as well. That's great. I'm sure he'd be very proud. But lovely. It's a lovely looking guitar. Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's your standard guitar.
That's my standard.
We've got two more over there. Do you want to grab one?
Go on then.
These are kind of your main guitars, aren't they? Which one do you want?
The Fender.
This one here? Oh, the Fender.
Yes. Yeah, this one is it's quite sad, thank you. This one is quite sad because obviously this is the guitar he gave me, but I found out that it's actually running out of steam. So soon it won't be playable in terms of gigs.
How's that?
I have no idea, but basically I didn't go. My mum went to A Strings and they said that it's kind of on its last leg, basically. There's something not quite right with it, but because it wasn't there, I didn't know what he said, so it might be worth going back and asking him what is wrong with it, you know. And I mean, it still plays okay in gigs and everything, but yeah, this guy did this for me, Jason, and my grandpa was a big Liverpool fan as well, so yeah, and I always just call him a legend.
That's cool.
So, because he really was.
That's cool. Huh.
That's really
cool.
was.
So this one, what's this tuned to? Do we know? This is open tuning?
Whatever this is.
Whatever that is, right, that's cool. I would love to know. I'd love to know what the tuning is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be C. It might be C, you know.
We could definitely work it out, but I think maybe another time.
Yeah.
I'd love...
Might be a lot.
Yeah. That's cool though. Yeah. What do you normally play on this one? Do you have specific songs that you go to?
This is the more complex tuning. So this is all my finger picking stuff, the Babylon song. This is like that, sort of. If I do covers, sometimes I'll play them on this one. And I have to have a cut out guitar because I play quite far on the fretboard as well. So yeah, I think quite a few on this one,
right.
Really.
Cool. Yeah, is that your main guitar then? Or is that, which one do you use the most?
Oh, it's tricky because this one is, I'd say that one is the one I use the most. The Faith is the one I use the most because it's more the up-to-date stuff that I've written. This one is all the older stuff I've written. I don't think I've written a song in this tuning for a while now.
Okay.
So I tend to that's the problem with me, is that I write a song, because Who Am I is such an old song now in my opinion, like 3 years old. I kind of get tired of it and I want to work on the next thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I kind of change my mind like the weather.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Okay, should we have a look at the last guitar you've got?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you want me to take that and pop it back, or are you okay?
Oh, do you want me to? Oh, okay, thank you. Oh yes, and the Faith.
So this is your main, is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's got bassier sounds to it.
Yeah.
Like I'd say out of the three, this one sounds the best, I think, because this was an endorsement, because I got in touch with a few different guitars, and Faith got back to me, and they said, I was playing Focus Wales, and I was on my way to Wrexham anyway, and they said pop to the studio, they sell the guitars. As soon as I seen this, I fell in love with it, and I thought, oh my gosh, please play the way I want it to, like, please let it sing to me, because when you're picking a new guitar, isn't it, you've got to be drawn to something about it. So this was like, yeah, I was sold. Cool. I was absolutely sold.
That's cool.
And I tried Gibson, like, I think a week before, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But plugged in, it sounded incredible, but acoustically I didn't like it. So I was like, damn, like I really need a new guitar. This one then just jumped out, and I was just,
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's quite a nice little story to it as well, really. But yeah, this is a different tune again.
Cool.
That I don't know the name of. It's similar to that one, but it's also different.
Right. Yeah.
And again, it's mostly just the same thing.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. Most of the album stuff is going to come up in this.
Okay. Right. Cool.
I don't know actually.
Sorry.
Did the time go off again?
I didn't set it, so I don't know where we're at. So we're probably 5 more minutes, and then I know I forgot. I know I'm an amateur. Bloody hell.
You're doing amazing. You're doing an amazing job.
I'm not sure.
Come on.
But, no, I like that. So most of the songs are coming out on that tuning.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there's a few on this tuning. There's none in that tune. None in the Fender tuning, and there's 1 or 2 in the standard tuning.
Okay, right.
So actually, yeah, I think it's this guitar mostly, but there's another tuning. I've just remembered.
Telephone tuning.
No. This is telephone tuning.
Ah.
The other one is Timmy Grold tuning.
Okay.
So this is a new song I wrote, and the thing is, I wrote it about like love, but the thing is, I don't understand what that is. So I don't know what I was on about, but as long as people like it,
yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, but I've seen people be in love though, so obviously I can write from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Is that on the new album?
Yes.
Till We Grow Old.
That's the slowest one. I feel like every album needs a love song. But
yeah,
you know,
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love songs are winners.
Yeah,
people love them.
Winner chicken dinner. Apparently.
Absolutely.
Maybe no one, you know what I mean. That kind of phrase,
I love a chicken dinner. Who doesn't love a chicken dinner?
You can't go wrong with a chicken dinner.
Yeah. But, no, that's cool. That's cool. So, is that one of the singles, or are you still deciding on those singles which ones have got to be?
I played that one to my nan and my auntie. I played them the whole album actually when I went to the house the other day, and the ones they liked was Telephone, Till We Grow Old, and Brand New. So I was a bit shocked. I was like, oh, you like them ones? Because they weren't... Telephone is obviously, I think, going to be the main single. But, yeah, I don't know. You just don't know, do you?
No.
I feel like I'm too close to the songs now to kind of know what I'm going to do, which ones are going to be the singles. So that's why my producer was like, we need to get people's opinions of what ones jump out and then sort of do like a tally chart thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Why not? Yeah, and find out exactly who's got what favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just going to check the camera real quick. But yeah, that's awesome. Do you want me to take that back, or are you happy with that on your lap? I'll check the camera.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so favourite songwriter?
I have a lot of favourite songwriters. I feel like my favourite singer is Johnny Cash. I just think he was a storyteller, but I know a lot of his songs as well were written by other people, I think, and he covered like Folsom Prison Blues, he covered that song. Walk the Line, I'm pretty sure, was written by June. So I feel like Queen, the way every single one of them wrote a hit song, and I just love the fact that they all contributed to the music, and I think I think Bohemian Rhapsody is personally the most complex song I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
And it is incredible. It takes you on such a journey.
Yeah.
From the start to the end, it's like different songs in one. And it's mad that song wasn't even liked when it first was released because it was seen as too long. And now it's just legendary.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
I think that it goes into opera, then it's like different styles of music all in one. And what I like about Queen is they never confined themselves to one thing, and they were very experimental. So I'd say personally, my favourite songwriters are probably like all the band in Queen.
Wow.
Because they wrote incredible music.
Wow.
But I also really love Fleetwood Mac, and I think it's amazing how they kind of like Rumours, like the album, quite intense. When I did some research on it, I was like, oh, okay, that was all happening. But they were incredible.
Yeah.
Like, they really were. And they channeled all of that animosity and everything that was going on into the music and created the most incredible album. Like, I could listen to it on repeat.
Yeah.
And I love the song Silver Springs. And I don't know who wrote that. It might have been Stevie Nicks, but I don't want to say just in case. I don't know who wrote it, but what a song. What a song.
I don't think I've heard that one. Silver Springs.
It's so good.
No, I'll have to have a
Obviously,
listen.
The Chain is a song I sing frequently in my gigs. I've been covering it for years now. It's just one of them ones you just never get old.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't.
You covered that. I watched BRYONY play last week.
Yeah.
And you covered The Chain. And it really suits you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it really does. I think certain covers suit certain people, you know, and when I heard that, I thought, yeah, that makes a lot of sense that you would cover that one.
Yeah.
It does, it suits you. Cool, okay, yeah. Great picks. I didn't think you were going to say Queen.
Yeah. I didn't either.
No.
But no, I do think that I love their music.
Yeah.
And to me, Bohemian Rhapsody, I haven't heard a song like it, like ever. Paul McCartney released an interesting song though, Band on the Run. And that's different. Like that kind of takes you on a different type of journey. You think it's going to go one way, it goes another way. I like the songs that surprise you. But also, I think simple is also great. Some of the best songs are literally as simple as they can, and that's what makes them so amazing.
Yeah.
They're not trying too hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's got to be Queen and Fleetwood Mac for me, I think, personally.
Yeah. Nice. Good picks. Yeah, really amazing music. Cool, okay. Should I ask you the next question about have you got an answer, or do you want to skip the least favourite songwriter?
I have an answer.
Okay, who's your least favourite songwriter? It's Ed Sheeran.
But I don't know if it's wise for me to say.
Do you want to not say it? You're welcome to, but
I think nothing against Oasis. Nothing against Oasis, okay?
Shots fired.
For any Oasis fans, like, you know, they are a great band and they got some great songs out there. Like Wonderwall is a classic, you know? And I do like a few of their songs, but I'm just not completely sold on their music sometimes. I don't know, songwriting wise, if I can relate to a lot of the stuff. But also, I feel like sometimes it can blend into each other. And then things can get a bit, I'm like, oh, it's that song and it's not that song, it's a different song they've done.
Yeah.
So I get a bit confused.
Right.
But other than that, they are a great band and it's great that they're coming back. I think any Oasis fans are going to be excited about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, I don't think.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's not my cup of tea. Literally.
Fair enough, yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got taste, haven't they? I've never been massive on Oasis myself.
Yeah.
I like them. I prefer Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. I really rate the records they've put out.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, it's different. It's not quite the same as Oasis. Yeah, never been massive on Oasis, but yeah, fair dues. Okay, so songwriting forms. So I am very structured in how I go about songwriting, verse, chorus, with pre-choruses in between, a bridge. I pretty much stick to the standard form for rock and pop.
Yeah.
Do you have a mentality when you go into that? Do you do that?
I don't tend to think about it because I remember before I went to a songwriting class and they were saying like is it AAB?
Yeah.
That's like the structure.
Yeah.
But I do tend to be like, okay, this needs a verse, it needs a build up, like a bridge.
Yeah.
Then it needs a chorus, second verse, chorus, middle eight. That's typically what I try to do now. I never used to put middle eights in, but I realise they really can elevate a song and take it somewhere else where the verses and chorus done. So a middle eight is always great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's that thing that really breaks the song apart.
Yeah.
I don't think all songs, again, need to have a bridge, or what you're referring to as a middle eight, I call that the bridge. And
Right.
what you call a bridge, I call a pre-chorus. So we're saying the same thing, but it's different terminology.
Different terms,
yeah,
yeah.
that's all it is. But I absolutely agree. Yeah. So cool. Okay. So, but you generally stick with the standard form there. You stay.
Yeah. I think so. And there's only one time I put like 4 verses in, I think. Quite a long song. So yeah. And I think that was from opposite sides, because I already started to promote my book.
Okay.
So that was just like an on the odd chance type of thing when I did that. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I never really think about it too much, because if I think about it too much sometimes, I overwork myself then, and I'll never write the song, because I'm sticking too much to a structure. But I think it can help when you have that in the back of your mind and think, well, this is what I want it to look like, essentially. So I think it can work as well a lot of the time.
Cool. Okay, so you've also mentioned to me about getting A-listed. This is a goal of yours, right?
Yes.
You would like to have a single or multiple singles to be on A-list radio.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Cool. Yeah.
I've been played on the radio before, but never been A-listed. And I was saying to my producer, like, if I get A-listed once, my life is made. It's amazing. That's just a bucket list ticked off. I want to travel with my music at least once, so that, well, I have travelled with my music, but I mean abroad, type of thing. I'll be happy.
Cool.
Bucket list ticked again.
Cool.
And then A-listed it'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, A-list music is it's basically the music that is a very high priority, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the highest priority for airtime. It gets played the most, and that's because it's basically the best. So that's an amazing goal.
Yes.
It's an amazing goal. I'm sure you will achieve that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, again, I've said it multiple times. The work that you've already produced, I think, is of a very high standard. So the stuff that you've got to come, I think, is very exciting to see. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Great goal, though. Great goal. I love that. Do you have to send stuff off then for those, or is it like, do they reach out, or do you reach out?
I feel like you have to reach out.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to upload it to the BBC, introduce an uploader, and then that's when they hear it, and then they can play it and stuff like that. And just contacting them personally is always a good shout.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I can't believe that it's almost here, really, because it's madness. Every year we say to people, the album's coming out this year. It never does. But this year it's still not coming out. But it's happening. It's starting to happen now. Things are starting to happen. And I'm excited.
Cool. Nice.
I'm very excited. I feel like change is coming, but I don't know what that means, and it kind of scares me a bit. Because I don't like change. Unless it's positive change, it's great. But you can't see it at the time, can you, really? So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
No, I don't think anybody does. But
No.
We know you've got an album coming out, though.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing.
That's what we know. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Should we pretty much wrap up now? I think we've got we've covered quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Yeah. Pleasure to have you. Yeah. And you are going to give us a performance. Is that right?
Yes.
Play a couple of your own songs so people can hear them firsthand, and exciting.
Right.
So brilliant. Yeah. Pleasure.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was very formal, wasn't it?
It was, but at the end it was very formal.